Good afternoon, White Plains. Good afternoon. It's the first day of summer. First day of summer. Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, it's hard to believe that here we are on the 21st of June. It has been a year. It's been a good year, but it's been a challenging year for all of us, for everybody. I have been stopping in at moving up ceremonies and awards ceremonies, and it is just a phenomenal time of the year in the White Plains City School District. I want to thank all of you for all of the support, everything that you've done to support our children, our faculty and staff members, our administrators, all throughout this school year. It's been a long year for you too. But you know what? Here we are, the last week of school, and it's been we've accomplished a lot. And so I am grateful for all of you. Certainly grateful for everybody in our educational community, from our Board of Education, through our administration, our faculty and staff members, every single person in the White Plains City School District community who has helped to move us forward in support of our children. I also want to share with you some amazing news that I received just a little while ago this morning. You know, and sometimes it takes news like this to keep you in perspective. One of our tigers was in need of a transplant. It was on a very long waiting list for that transplant. It became a situation where maybe they were going to have to go in another direction because time is of the essence. And today, I found out that our tiger is going to receive the transplant that they need. When I tell you, this is just amazing news. And for me, you know, our student was always in the back of my mind since the time that we found out this emergent need. And just to get that news today is just simply fantastic. So if you're listening to the family of our tiger, congratulations. Just amazing news. Lots of thank yous to go around, as I mentioned. We're headed off into the summer in a few days. I have to give you the obligatory, please remember to be safe. Please take all the appropriate steps to keep yourself safe, keep everyone in the family safe. You know, obviously we're continuing to monitor our health symptoms, our health, our overall health. And you know what, I want to shift that. I don't want to focus on symptoms anymore. Let's do what we can. Let's all do what we can to keep ourselves as healthy as we can. That will go a long way in long-term health for sure, and also helps to build good habits. Another thing I've been talking a lot about is kindness. I don't think you can talk too much about being kind. One of the messages that I would really like for us to, as a community, as a White Plains family, continue to instill in our children is how important it is to be kind to one another. Even in those times where somebody might be frustrating us, or you know, there may be some unfairness taking place, to be kind is really a superpower. We have looked at and dealt with a lot, just like everybody else, of situations where students were being unkind to each other. And it comes in all different types of forms. Well, guess what? Adults are unkind to each other. I think we all need to make sure that we're working hard to treat each other well. So for our kids, moving away from and turning our backs on bullying behaviors. There is never a good time to bring anyone else down. There is never an appropriate time to be mean or to say hurtful or harmful things to each other. Those are all bad decisions. They're bad decisions in our youth. They're bad decisions when we become adults. And if we're not careful, if we make those decisions in our youth and we build those as habits into who we are, we take them with us into adulthood. And that's not good for anybody. So join me, and I'm doing the very same thing with my kiddos. Join me in continuing to push for kindness, for love and care, and avoid bullying behaviors. And hey, if we find ourselves in a situation where there is bullying taking place, reporting that and getting help as soon as possible is the most important thing we can do. Now, I can't tell you that we can stamp out all bullying behaviors, but we certainly can try. And I think we should all be pushing forward to make sure that we're treating each other with kindness and avoiding those types of behaviors altogether. Now I know where you're going to go next, Joe. Social media. Yes, you bet it. You bet. Social media. Again, as you've been hearing me say all year long, let's do what we can to monitor, limit social media use. It is an enormous time suck. There are literally, I think you could be doing anything else, really. Anything else. Find yourself at 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden you're scrolling. And if you're a kid and that's taking place, one of the things that's happening is you're creating circuits and patterns and habits, those that we want to try to avoid. So, good social media monitoring, just like we used to do back in the old days with TV. And listen, can there be some fun and release time there? Sure, just like video games and anything else. But let's continue to monitor that social media use. And again, we have to be sure that if we see something, that we let the appropriate folks know so that they can intervene. If it's a school-related situation, absolutely let us know. We'll do what we can to intervene immediately. If it's a law enforcement situation, we need to notify the White Plains Police Department immediately. I can tell you that because of good senses and situational awareness throughout our school district, oftentimes we're made aware of things and able to intervene before it becomes a major problem. Thank you for that. Let's continue to do that. Let's continue to look out for one another. Let's continue to look out for our community. Exercise. Make sure we use the sun. So today's the first day of summer. It's the first day of summer. It's the 21st, longest day of the year. Let's use this time. Let's use this time to get out, get outside, move around. That's a critical component of a healthy overall development. Let's make sure we're doing that throughout the course of the summer. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be elaborate. You can do it right walking around the block, going down to the school, walking the track. Making sure that we're moving is always a good idea. Now, moving up ceremonies taking place, our Tigers are ready. They're ready to make that step from whether it's kindergarten into first grade, or whether it's fifth grade into sixth grade at Eastview, or whether it's the Tigers who are going to be walking across the stage this week onto college, university, military, or career. Everybody is ready to go. And that's something we should all feel very proud of, because it doesn't happen in isolation. It's a community effort to bring our children forward. It's a community effort to raise a community. And everybody is ready for those next steps. Now, the weather this week, unfortunately, is not being completely cooperative. As you've noticed, we have the forecast of rain all throughout the course of the week as a possibility. We have some showers that are a possibility this evening. We have showers possible tomorrow, and then of course on our rain date, possibility of showers. We are going to do our very best to monitor the weather, and certainly if there's a concern for danger like lightning or thunder, we would have to cancel any outdoor moving up or commencement activities. However, at this point in time right now for this evening, it looks like we are in a position where we will be able to move forward. What does that mean? It means you might need to bring an umbrella. You might need to prepare a little bit for some rain. That's one of the drawbacks, of course, of having an outdoor exercises, but also the benefits of outdoor exercises are many, as you know as well. With regard to tomorrow's commencement graduation for the high school, in fact, the team is meeting right after this Facebook Live. We'll be reviewing the weather, and we're going to watch the weather all the way up to tomorrow afternoon. Now we are going to notify. We'll notify our high school community members tomorrow as to whether or not we will be moving forward with graduation tomorrow evening, or if the weather looks better, potentially pushing it off into Thursday. However, with the way things look right now, we are anticipating that we will have commencement tomorrow night. Look, we know a lot of plans go into this. We know people need to take off from work. We know they need to make arrangements for childcare. We know grandmas and grandpas are coming in and around, and other family members and loved ones. So we want to try to be as out in front of this as possible and communicate with you about what's happening. So right now, Highlands Moving Up ceremony is on for this evening. Commencement, graduation for White Plains High School class 2022 is on for tomorrow. You will hear either way from White Plains High School if we're going to stay for tomorrow or if we're going to move to the rain date. The other thing to mention is if we do need them, we will have ponchos available for the class of 2022 on tomorrow or on Thursday. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the celebrations that are taking place this week, and enjoy the moment with your children, your families, and your loved ones. It has been an amazing year. I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for all of the support, all of the feedback, everything you've done to make White Plains the wonderful learning community that it is. I want to thank all of you. Again, before I move into our questions, I only have a couple of questions that were sent in, which is totally fine. And I'm happy to look into the comment section. I know Mrs. Torres is probably already looking there too, to answer to the best of my ability any questions that you might have. So let's start out with the first question. In the fall this year, released a survey about before school care. What were the results of the survey? Would you consider reissuing the survey now that parents' work circumstances may have changed? That's a great question. Thanks so much. Yeah, we did administer a survey. The results of the survey did not really show us that there was a great deal of desire for a before school program. We do intend to reissue the survey again, though, in next fall. So keep an eye out for that, because we want to continue to sort of check in with our community and see if those needs have changed. And then the second question is, do you plan to have in-person open houses and meet the teacher next school year? We absolutely hope to be able to have in-person open houses and back to school night next year if we can, and we're hopeful that we would be able to. Next, thank you so much. Next question is related to ballroom dancing. Is the district working towards bringing back the ballroom dance program in the elementary schools? If so, will the students who didn't get to participate in it due to COVID be able to participate in the upcoming year? Thanks for your question. I don't know that we would be able to go back in time and put ballroom dancing in the list of activities that students who have already progressed out of elementary school would be able to go back and participate in that. I'm sorry. However, hopeful that we will be able to have ballroom dancing again, and certainly this is a big tip of the hat to the Friends of the White Plains Public Schools, huge supporters of our children, huge supporters of our school district and our entire community. Thanks to them for always supporting these great activities like ballroom dancing, and hopeful that we will be able to have that come back for next year's elementary age students. Next question is related to White Plains High School lunch. I am concerned about three lunch periods for the high school. I understand it is for safety reasons, crowd control, I assume, but just as efforts are beginning to try to get the high school to feel more community, the separate lunch periods, okay. So moving from a single lunch to 3 lunch periods. The separate lunch periods are keeping kids apart. At what point is the district just too big for this high school? We need more events to foster community, allow or invite more parental involvement at the middle and high school level. So there's lots of different things there. Thanks so much for your question and also for your recommendations. I'm going to start backwards. In terms of opportunities to be involved, parents and guardians to be involved both at the middle and the high school level. We have a number of them. If there are other areas that you particularly would like to see parent and guardian involvement, please reach out to our principals. They'd be happy to take your feedback and if possible, incorporate that into our planning. In terms of the lunch period, the single lunch period at the high school, I don't think the high school's too big for the school district, but I do think that we need to really continue to take stock of how we have the high school structured, not only so that it is the most efficient organizational structure it could be, and allows our students to have the most opportunity and access to courses, whether they be core subject area courses or whether they be electives, and also the flexibility that the schedule could provide to allow students to take more of those types of courses. The single lunch period where every single student in the school has lunch at the same time is truly a remarkable thing. It's unique. It is certainly not something that you see in large comprehensive high schools for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons you picked on is exactly right, safety. So in terms of being able to offer the safest, most secure, and most orderly environment that we can for our children, one of the things that we looked at was a schedule. And a part of the schedule that we looked at was the lunch period. Now, there is a stakeholder team that was comprised of everybody from students to parents to guardians, teachers, support staff members, administrators, that were part of looking at these questions and how best to approach the school schedule. And I know that Mr. Martinez and the team at the high school has shared a lot, and I'm sure there'll be more that they're going to share. So for the purposes of my commentary, safety and security really is the primary driver in decision making in terms of what is going to be the best for our kids. So while it's great to be able to mix and mingle with the entire school, it really is. It's an extraordinary thing. From the perspective of being able to provide for the safest and most secure environment, it's definitely not that. And unfortunately, we are all too aware of the need for us to be taking all of the proactive steps that we can take in our schools to provide for the safest environment possible. So, while nothing's ever 100%, there are always areas that we're looking at to potentially improve upon. And while we know that, changes are not often welcome, right? Sometimes those changes do in fact lead to reduced risk and potentially better outcomes in the event of an emergency. So that's what we're looking at. That's the spirit or the primary driver behind what we're looking at in terms of the school lunch period. Happy to talk more with you. You can feel free to reach out to me, but thanks so much for your questions and also for your recommendations. Now, I can't see the comments. So this is a new kind of framework that they have here. I can't actually see the comments, but if there are any, I'm sure Mrs. Torres would have brought them in. Questions rather, Mrs. Torres would have brought them in. So, for my part, I would like to thank all of you for everything again that you've done to support us and to support our students. It's really fantastic, and I want to wish you all the very, very best for a happy, healthy, and safe summer. To the class of 2022, congratulations. We love you. We're looking forward to all of the amazing things you're going to do. And to our Tigers who are coming back in the fall, we're already looking forward to having you back, but certainly enjoy your summer recess. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and stay WP proud.